All right, so this video is a little more on the personal side. I guess I would want to say to the black boys and men out there, our community lied to us. And what I mean by that is, and how I'm going to go into detail is, I remember being a little kid, right? And I remember at the ripe old age of 11, the sexual conversations or the sexual involvement involving black children is just out of pocket, especially towards the black boys. And this is why I'm making this video because it's about damn time somebody talked about it in full fledged of the problem. And the big issue for me is when you're a teenage black boy, but like I said, I was a ripe old age of 11, and some black boys hear it around this age too. You gotta get all the sex out the way. You gotta just bomb her, young bull. Get the sex. You gotta get the sex. You gotta get as much as you can. Get it out of your system. This, that, and the third. Young. That's when I heard it. And it's usually from the older men of the community. Now, this is back when I was a kid. And I still see it prevalent today. Black boys are judged by how many girls they can have sex with. Can he get some money? Our time and everything is compared to adult men when you're like 11 and 12. I remember being in high school and I had a girl who was a year younger than me when I was 15. She was 14. And they were like, oh, well, why don't you just go out with me? And the girl was like, well, he got to buy me two pairs of shoes and he got to take me out to dinner on the first date. And I was like, girl, you crazy. Black boys are some of the most fragile built men in the country, and it's only based on standards in the black community where he got to get as much sex as he can before he settles down, or he won't be able to settle down, which is a toxic mindset put on us by older men. Then you got the audacity of being told as a teenage boy, you got to have all this money and you got to have the swag and the clothes and the this and the that. And you just now be working on becoming a man. So you've been getting told through all these toxic, unfortunate, untalked about problems. And the older men of the community just sat back and said, well, yeah. Black boys, unfortunately, it is a stigma that we got to get out of ourselves. And I'm here to tell you that you are doing just fine. If you don't have any money in high school, let's be honest, you're in high school. You're supposed to be getting out of high school. Now, if you want some money, yeah, go get a job. Go work at like Yoga World. Go work at the mall. Go work at Foot Locker. Go work anywhere. Cut the grass in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Do something. But you don't need to have all this fast tracking money you see in the videos, money you see in the movies, and all this other stuff in high school. And it kills me the stigma that's put on black boys. You're over sexualized. You're over expected to perform at this young age, like you knew everything. And this feels bad for the older men, but like, oh, you're the man of the house now when your mom is fully capable, and you're like 12. I'm like, how am I the man of the house at 12? What do you do? And unfortunately, in the 80s, the way to go was to turn to drugs because you really couldn't get a job, so you turned to drugs. And now we're looking at this like some kind of thing. And it's like, no, we need to be looking at what we've done to black men. We've broken black masculinity. I personally don't believe that a man should have to sleep with a bunch of women left and right, left and right, left and right, and then settle down and think everything's going to be okay. I genuinely think those men have a harder time settling down. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I've seen this personally on multiple occasions. This dude walked around slamming whatever he could, however he could. Then he met this girl and he married her, and he been having trouble trying to stay loyal to her. Is he doing it? Yes. Is he struggling? Yes, because he's used to hitting whatever gave him attention. Now he can't do that anymore. So I'm here to tell black boys that you do not have to sleep around left and right, racking up a body count and racking up all these bodies and potentially having kids with women that you don't want to marry because of some false profit information toxically passed down from the older generations. It's time that y'all started valuing yourselves a little bit more as men. Now, this isn't a jab at you personally, but this is just some helpful information. You've been lied to. You don't have to do that to be valuable. You don't have to have all this luxurious money and all the sneakers and stuff to be valuable. Because if you needed those things, are those people who are attracted to those things, are they worth dealing with? Got to ask yourself that question. And I also know about the stigma that things towards black boys, or if you got to be this hyper aggressive, hyper masculine, pseudo masculine archetype of yourself, which has been stereotyped against you as well, thanks to the music and the dumbass hood movies and them hood TV shows. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to express yourself. You are allowed to be interested in whatever you want to. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if the women don't like you for it, that's their problem, not yours. I remember not that long ago, I say a few months ago, I'm walking down Chestnut Street where all the restaurants are in Philly, and there's a young brother out there. He's playing the violin. He's got a little violin case opened up. I guess drop some bread in there, support the talent. And the idiosyncratic behavior of black women towards these type of dudes is unparalleled. There was a group of black women walking past him. They looked at him, they saw he was playing the violin, they clowned him, laughed at him, and walked. So I walked up to the young boy and I said, "Man, that's fantastic, bro. It's cool that you can play the violin. I don't think I've ever seen a black boy playing a violin before." And I told him, "Man, that's a good talent to have. Keep doing you, keep playing the violin, keep, doing your music thing. You never know what could happen." But if that young boy was trying to be a rapper and he was out there rapping, talking about killing his own people, he wouldn't have got laughed at. It's ridiculous, man. Black boys, you've been lied to. Your image has been torn through the mud because of this pseudo masculine archetype that you are supposed to appease to. You don't have to appease to that. You're allowed to be smart. You're allowed to be free. You're allowed to be kind. You're allowed to be generous and all these things, and not just for coochie, but because you can do that. Other races of men spread kindness across the world. Other races of men are genuine people. Why can't you do the same? And if you have to be that person to appease to a woman or to appease to a culture that's toxic anyway, why would you want to do it? And I'm glad to see the younger generation of men not really falling for it anymore. It's good to see that a lot of these younger men are not signing up for the bullshit that was set up against them to play them and ruin their image. See a lot of young boys walking around in suits nowadays. A lot of young boys taking their health a little more seriously. A lot of these young boys taking care of their kids when they accidentally have them. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing this happen. This is a good thing. This is a beautiful sight to see. But the stigma towards black men has to go. The fragile masculinity of the black man is the most egregious thing for no reason. It is a cesspool behavior in the black community of how black men are expected to act and what the people tell them that they need to be. Black men, you are allowed to make that choice on your own. This election proved that too. You made that choice. You didn't just vote because somebody told you who to vote for. You made a conscientious decision to go vote for somebody that you wanted to vote for. And if you didn't vote and sat on the couch, you sat your ass down. Good. It's about damn time black men started taking their own voice, taking their own thoughts, and speaking them aloud and moving how they want to. Nothing wrong with you being smart. Nothing wrong with you being well spoken. Nothing wrong with you being polite, proper, well groomed. Nothing wrong with you knowing answers. Nothing wrong with you speaking your opinion. Nothing wrong with you making a choice that works for you. If every other race of man can do it freely, you can do the same thing. So don't keep falling for this bull crap that was pushed on us. We got to break that cycle soon. We got to break that cycle in the next couple of years. I see us doing that. I'm proud of black men for holding the fort down and doing what we got to do for us, because we are the most disrespected, targeted man in this country. And I'm here to help fix the black male ethic image. I'm here to push this message because it is an important message. All that gun toting, loud mouth, I'm gonna swing on somebody. I gotta be hyper aggressive for no reason at every occasion is been the downfall of black men for a long time. We don't know how to critically think. We don't know how to solve a problem without violence or any other type of situation without being argumentative and fighting and all that. We got to learn how to critically think and conflict resolute as men. You are allowed to do that. And if they don't like you for it, they're not for you. It's time for black men to claim their image back. Time for the black male ethic image to be restored. I am all for that. So, black men, this is a message to change the narrative. Let me know how you guys feel about this down below. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see y'all on the next one.